Alright, next up we've got the most important one. I've said it 1,000 times, but this is definitely, screw all the other 11 ones, this is definitely the most important. Is deciding whether you want to go straight ahead for a shot, or pose to pose for a shot. It will influence your timing choices, your spacing choices, your posing choices, and overall how your shot feels early on. Um, if I were to show this to a director, it would be him standing there, jumping, jumping, landing. If you were to, you would do this pose to pose because you could show it to the person you're getting critiques of really early on, and they could yay it or nay it. But if you were going straight ahead, you'd go, him standing, him down, him down, him down, him coming up, him jumping, him, in the air and then landing and then recovering, and that would be a lot of work. And if something happened, say if you were going straight ahead, you might miss this. You might miss the area and you might not have planned it out fully. The director might say no, and you've wasted hours and hours of work polishing something. Uh, but we shall use Big Man Miles again for our example here. And I will show you what I mean. So we'll go through, find a different section. Here, pose to pose would be this pose. You would block these out. You would go into Maya, or whatever program, Flash, select a key, then draw in him here, then go forward however many frames following your reference, draw him in there, then draw him in there, then draw him in there, and then there. And it would look like you just teleporting from wall to wall. Then you would add in something called a breakdown, which would be him there, there, there. So what a key pose is your main storytelling poses, the minimal amount of poses you can get away with and still tell a story. So if I wanted someone walking over and picking up a book off the ground, walking, one step, leaning down, picking up the book, and coming up again. That would be the 3 key poses that you would need. Then you've got something called a breakdown. A breakdown is how you connect those 2 poses together. So in Miles' example, you would have the key poses be wall, 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 air. So then you'd have him jumping from one to another as the breakdown connecting this one and this one. And then this one connecting this one and this one. And then this one and so forth. With the book, you would have him say halfway down to touching the book, or however much you want it to be, and then halfway him to standing back upright. It's how you connect the key poses together. So that would be pose to pose, and straight ahead is where you would go in from the very beginning, do this pose, then this pose, then this pose, then this pose, then this pose, and follow it, and it gives a very organic feel, but it's not as planned. So what I would use straight ahead for is things for like hair, some wacky clothes, maybe something that drags behind the character. So animate like a bunny, take a bunny. You have a bunny running, you would do the bunny's body first, and then take his ears, and do those straight ahead, so you don't have to worry about the 2 things at once. Or fire. That was a good example that Alan Becker did, was fire. You wouldn't be able to pose fire, you draw this weird, flame shape. Then you'd go to the next one. Oh, well, you'd go to the next one. And, how would you even... Yeah, so you'd go there, and then you'd do this. So that would be the pose it would go to. How would you even begin to... in between this? Maybe like that? I don't know. But with fire, you would do, 1 frame. And then, the next frame. And then the next frame, and the next frame, based on what you know about how fire works. So, more unpredictable stuff, use straight ahead, and for things you want to plan out and show to people early to get a feel, and have more control over overall, I would use pose to pose.